Dear people of God, this is a beautiful morning which God has given us to come into His presence and meditate on His Word. And we are studying on the subject called overcoming addictions or temptations. Dear friends, let me remind you once again the biblical foundation scriptures. The first one is from the book of Matthew chapter 4 verses 1 and 2, where we see Jesus was led by the Spirit of God to the wilderness to be tempted by the tempter, the devil, the Satan. And after 40 days of his fasting, when he was hungry, the tempter came to tempt him. Also, we established that the temptation will come not when we are weak, but when we are strong, when we are anointed, when we are powerful. And that's why we need to be alert how we deal with these temptations. Because later the same temptations become habits and addictions. And the second scripture that we saw is from the first epistle of Corinthians chapter 10 verse 13, where Paul writes to the church at Corinth, saying that we will not go through the temptations which are not common to every man. But also the scripture says that God will make a way of escape while we are tempted. That means God has a way to deliver us or to bring us out of that condition of temptation or addiction. Yesterday we saw about 2 steps of overcoming these temptations or addictions. Let us go to the third one. Dear friends, this is the most important step that we need to understand. I believe this becomes the anchor for us to overcome this issue. That is, get into a healthy community. We need a healthy community to come out of our addictions or temptations. We need a system and a structure in which we can face people, or we can face our addictions in front of our people on a daily basis. For example, when you feel that you are tempted to drink or go to internet, or some kind of temptation or addiction that you are struggling with, you need someone to whom you can call immediately and share with that person that you are feeling so. When you share with the person, that's where you are confessing that you are powerless to face the situation. This is why a community, it may be a small group of 1 or 2 people whom you trust, or the people that are important to you in the process of your recovery. This doesn't happen overnight. Overcoming temptation or overcoming addictions is a recovery process. In this process, you need this community which contributes a lot to bring you out of that condition. Because you need to tell about your addiction to somebody. In fact, in that particular moment when you are sharing with someone, you are coming out of denial. There is a kind of bondage of denial along with these addictions or temptations. you'll be feeling if you share with someone, they will deny you. With that fear of denial, you keep these things inside. You do not share with others. That itself is a bigger bondage than your real addiction or your temptation. So, what you need to do, instead of feeling denial, you need to actually call it an addiction and share with other person and face the reality. So that means this is the first step, a real first step of your deliverance. What's happening there when I say first step? You are to come out of the denial factor to see the victory over the addiction and the temptations. That means you need to be ready to come out of this denial, and you need to come out with the honest heart in the presence of God. So dear ones, understand this. If you are afraid of denial and keep it secret, this secrecy is so powerful, it will absolutely ruin your life. We feel if we tell, we will be denied. On the other hand, keeping secret, you will be utterly destroyed inside of you. Your whole life will be ruined. The real joy, the real purpose for which God has created and called you will be totally killed and buried because of the secret or maintaining the secrecy of your temptations and addictions. So that's the reason you need to tell someone. Even if it is just one person, no problem, share with that one person who is trustworthy. And this is the beginning of your freedom. Let me quote a scripture to you. In the book of Ecclesiastes chapter 4 verse 10, this is based on this scripture. It reads like this. If either of them falls down, one can help the other up. But pity anyone who falls and has no one to help them up. Let me read again. If either of them falls down, one can help the other up. Means if one falls, the other will help to come up. But pity, very bad condition, is that anyone who falls and has no one to help them up. If no one is there to help you to come up, then your condition is absolutely pathetic and destructive. That's the reason you need healthy community. Even if it's one person, that person should be healthy. A person who really helps you out to come out of your issues of life, like addictions or temptations or a kind of bondage. This helps you. Dear brother and sister, let me close this episode with this thought, and I'll come back to you with a new thought tomorrow. Until then, God be with you.